All right, Michael, did we learn anything new today?
Absolutely not. We didn't learn a single thing new. At first, when you asked me on the show today to talk about this, I thought, well, I really have no firsthand information about these Ukrainian dealings. But then it occurred to me that neither of the Democrats' star witnesses in impeachment have any firsthand knowledge either. This is an absolute farce. And Congressman Ratcliffe, Congressman Jordan absolutely exposed that very quickly. If this is the best that the Democrats have, if this is the best that Adam Schiff can put up for impeachment, then they have absolutely nothing. It is all we saw today is more rumors based on rumors, based on rumors, based on hearsay, based on a whistleblower who himself had no firsthand knowledge of the Ukraine dealings. And now that whistleblower has a whistleblower blowing the whistle on him for unethical finance violations. It is a total farce. We have impeached, or we've begun the proceedings to impeach 3 presidents, now 4 in American history. No president has ever been removed from office through the impeachment process. And we did it for much more serious reasons in the past than what is going on with President Trump right now. We should be very sparing in our use of the impeachment clause because it throws such crazy instability and chaos into the government. And this is probably the flimsiest case we've ever seen.
Well, it certainly is the flimsiest case. The Democrats don't think they can beat Trump in 2020, so they're trying to impeach him. The only thing that Democrats are really grabbing onto today, narrative-wise, was the demeanor of George Kent and Bill Taylor, because as we know, that's damning evidence. The demeanor, and then Taylor talked about, he disclosed an interaction that he had with one of his staffers in which his staffer told him in the time between his previous testimony and now about an incident, we'll call it. This was on July 26th. It was the day after President Trump's phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky. And the staffer said he was sitting with Sondland in a restaurant. Sondland called the president, and the staffer overheard the president on the phone with Sondland. So we're now far beyond secondhand information here. And on this phone call that he overheard, he heard the president say, ask Sondland about the investigations, whether the Ukrainians were interested in those investigations. This apparently is some sort of smoking gun, according to the left. And I've looked at this from several different angles. I've listened to this tape several times, and I don't see a smoking gun. And here's why. Because the president himself said that exact same thing to the president of Ukraine on the phone call the day before. There was no mention, even according to the staffer, of a quid pro quo. He just wanted an update on the investigation. Am I missing the smoking gun here?
Of course. I mean, this is obvious for 2 reasons. One, you see George Kent admit that it's perfectly legitimate for the United States to call for these sort of investigations, especially when aid is on the line here. And then also because it never took place. The alleged quid pro quo, we know for a fact, did not take place. If the quid pro quo was supposed to be investigate Joe Biden or else you won't get the military aid, it doesn't seem to have gone very well because we don't have that investigation into Joe Biden, even though we should, and Ukraine did get the military aid. So there is less than nothing here. I mean, it would be an exaggeration to say that there's nothing. It's less than nothing. It's an impeachment in search of a crime.